Hello everybody, welcome back to X-Plane 10. My name is jfavignano, and this is the FlyJSim 727. I have to thank FlyJSim for sending this over to me to check it out. I absolutely have fallen in love with, well, number one, I love this airplane. You all know that. I've told you time and time again, I love the Boeing 727, and this is no exception. And honestly, from all of the knowledge that I had from the Captain Sim one I used to run in FSX and everything, I pretty much applied that to this airplane, and I had no problems firing it up and getting it online. It flies like a dream. It's just everything I could have ever wanted. And whoever made this paint, I'm not sure who it was. I'll put the link in the description below, but Kalita Charters 2. I've worked on this airplane so many times in my lifetime that I just had to have this paint. When I saw it, I was like, God, I gotta have the 727. I miss it so much. We're going to just basically do a takeoff out of St. Louis, fly it around. It's a very first look of it, and then make a landing and give our impressions on the airplane. So far, everything has been, whenever I did my practice flight, everything went, without a hitch. It was absolutely incredible. So we have our pushback on standby to get us off here. We're on the north cargo ramp, the old Haith ramp. Let's head up into the airplane and get acquainted with her. Welcome to the beautiful 727-200. This is the freighter version, and it is worn and torn, and it is gorgeous. I know, you're like, what do all these things mean? Well, we're going to get the airplane online, and I'm going to show you pretty much what it is. It comes with all the preset views. We got one here, which brings you back here to the back, the bottom of the engineer panel. We've got two, which brings you to the center pedestal. We've got three, that brings you to the radios. 4 is my captain. 5 is the center. 6 is the first officer. 7 will be the upper engineer panel. 8 will be the overhead panel. And 9 is the APU panel. So let's get this baby started. Let's go to 7 here, the upper panel here. And here's the battery switch right here. We want to click that guy on. You'll see the lights come on. We'll put the battery cover over on there. And we want essential powers is going to be set on to APU right there. It's on standby. You'll have a light there. And also this one right here is set to APU. So all we have to do now is once we have the battery running and everybody's happy, let's head over here to the APU panel and start the APU. We just go up here into the on position and hit start. And you'll see the EGT will start rising here. It goes all the way up to about, it's going to spike at about 5 and then come all the way back down. So that's 500 degrees Celsius if you were wondering. And EGT is the exhaust gas temperature off of that, because I've told you in the past an APU is a small little jet engine in the tail of the airplane, and that's what's going to power everything while we're sitting here on the ground before we get the engine started. So there's the spike, and it's coming back all the way down to the bottom. Once it stabilizes, we'll flip the generator over into the close position, and it looks like it's stable there. I'll hit close. Oop, other one, close. There we go. And we saw the AC amps start jump up there. That's what we want to do. We can do a light test to see the leading edge slats and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's not modeled, I don't believe, in this airplane. Not a big deal. So we head back over to the engineer panel. Okay, so all we got to do is just click on close there, and it closed all 3 bus ties for us. So now we have essential power APU. We have APUs on bus is what you call that there. And now we can open up our engine 2 bleed. That's the engine 2 in the center is the one that runs the APU. So we're going to open both of those guys up, let the PSI come back. It's going to be around 25 or so. There it goes right there. Cooling doors are open. They're little guys on the side. For now, on the ground, we'll close those before we do our engine start and all that good stuff. But we want this here all set up. That looks good. External power, we don't need that right now. We're going to use the APU. And the number one thing that fails on this airplane in the real world is the APU. quite a bit. I know this looks like a lot. Let's go ahead and make sure our panels are nice and bright for us so we can see everything. All right, cool. Panel flood. Well, I'll keep it whatever. All right, and we'll come back to this before we do the engine start. We don't need the fuel boost pumps on. Actually, we do probably need the 2 in the center on. Let's just turn these on now for the APU. And let's head back over here to the front of the airplane. And all we got to do now is just turn on our navigation lights. There she goes. And we can turn a logo light on if we had it, but we'll just leave it like that. Let's make sure all of our lights are bright like I want them. I love the lights to be bright inside the cockpit. I don't know about you, but me personally, I don't want red. I don't want white. Control stand white. There it is. That's the light override switch. I didn't want that. Okay, and those guys are good. I think that's the side panels. Yep. And the dome, you can turn the dome light on or off. I don't ever use it very much. Here's your compass light right there in the middle. And this airplane is going to have a huge update very, very soon he's working on. And believe it or not, guys, one person made this entire airplane. Jack over there at FlyJSim. Amazing. Absolutely amazing job for one person. It really is incredible. So we have that all set up. We're all good to go. Let's check outside. All right, the tug is going to come over here and hook up to us. And we can also see that we have the navigation lights should be turned on here. And they are. We have our nav lights on since the APU's on bus. And everything else is pretty much good to go. All we got to do is just wait for him to hook up here. And once he hooks up, we're going to go ahead and head back up into the airplane. And we'll hit lock for the tow bar. There it is. Beautiful. And we can close. We'll just leave that open for now. We'll just head back up in the airplane. Okay, the only thing we need to do now is get the airplane all set. So let's do our overhead panel. We got hydraulic power. All this stuff is these systems are all just going to be left alone here. Anti-skid is on. Lights are off. We've already set our lighting up the way we want it. Auto brakes are on disarm right now. In the middle, this is our emergency exit lights, and they are armed. That's where we want them. Up here is our engine start panel. So you kind of just go zigzagging pretty much. This is our ATC ident. We're going to squawk 1200. That's going to be VFR today. Not a big deal. We've got our fasten seatbelt signs. We'll just turn both of them on. Why not? For fun. Doo-doo. Alternate flaps. Don't mess with that. This is where we're going to start the engines whenever we do. And up here is going to be our window heat. We're going to turn our window heats on. Turn all 4 of those guys on. There we go. Anti-ice is off. And wing anti-ice is off. The overhead panel is pretty much set. Let's head over here to the back side. And, oh, I think it's this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. 1. 1 it is. It's 1. And let's turn our fuel pumps on because we're going to start this baby up. There we go. And hydraulic system A, hydraulic system B is off. We're going to leave the hydraulic system. We're actually going to turn them on. You normally wouldn't do this, okay? Well, I'm trying to think. Hydraulic system B. We'll turn hydraulic system B on so that the pushback module can work. Normally, you'd have these things off so you wouldn't hurt the crew down at the bottom because the airplane has so much power on that hydraulic system that it could actually turn that tug at the bottom. It's a lot of power. So everything looks good here. Let's get this thing set. Let's close our cooling doors. So we're going to hold those down. We're going to close the left one first. Make sure he goes all the way down. And you can click it. I think you can click it in increments, and it'll go in increments like this. If I go down 1, it'll go down to the next one, then it will spring back. Or it goes as much as you want it to, and then you can let go of it. We're just going to hold it down and close this cooling door. And remember, if we want to start our engines, we always turn our packs off so we can reroute that air correctly. Let's go ahead and make sure our packs are... Oh, our packs were... Oh, that's all right. They're already off. Yeah, we would have had our packs on if we wanted AC in the airplane. Not a big deal. All right, we're pretty much ready to start our engines. We're going to go ahead and release the brakes and tell the ground crew they can push us. So they're clear to push, and they'll start pushing us now. And we're going to have them push our nose to the other side. Nope, didn't want to hit that. Didn't want to hit that. Let's go this way. There we go. Have them push us out this way. Let's make sure our beacon's on. We'll go ahead and flip that on. I have a switch over here that does it automatically. There we go. Beacon is on, means that we're moving, and they're going to push us back. Probably not 45 degrees, but just enough. Okay, he's pushing us back. We're pretty much clear to start our first engine, and let's go ahead and do that. All we have to do is we'll slide over here into the first officer side of things, and let's go ahead and hit 3 and ground. Ground start there. Oh, nope. Come on, guys. Enough of that. Okay, they're going to stop us right there. There we go. Tell them to stop. And we're watching this rise. We want to hit about 20. There it is right there. We'll introduce fuel into that engine. There's 3. And boom, we have ignition. It's starting to take off. We can go ahead and set the parking brake there. We can have them go ahead and unlock their tug. Thanks for the push, guys. All right, cool. And that looks good. So let's go back over to the overhead. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Flip it down into ground. And it's going. You can see right here. There's the gauge starting to rise. And get over there to 20% or so into rotation. So let's see here. There it is right there. Let's go ahead and add the fuel. Boom. And you can see there's the exhaust temperature rising. We've got oil pressure rising. We've got our EGT. Everything looks beautiful there as it fires up. And let's go ahead and start 1. Turning 1. And in real life, the pilot has to hold that switch in the ground position the entire time. It's spring loaded. And you can see here our oil pressure, low oil pressure lights are off, telling us that engine 3 and engine 2 are running. And this guy is firing up now. There's 20 or so. Go ahead and hit 1. Boom. And we have started. Okay, we'll tell this guy to go bye-bye. Thanks for your help, man. Appreciate it. Okay, we have 3 good engine starts. Let's go ahead over here to the engineer panel. We're going to turn on our hydraulic system A pumps. And we are going to get this airplane on. We'll put it on Gen 2 today. Gen 2. Looks beautiful there. And we can go ahead and turn our packs on. And we want engine 1 open, engine 3 open, 2 left and right are going to be closed. That should give us a PSI of exactly about 20. Let's close that guy on the engine 2. And it should give us right at about 20, which it just did there. So cooling doors are closed. We can turn the cargo heat on normal. Gas per fan, we can keep that off for now. Everything looks wonderful there. And we have no lights. Let's go ahead and kill the APU. And he'll shut down since we are no longer on APU power. Remember, we're on Gen 2 now. And that's pretty much it on an engine start. Not too bad. Like I said, it's a very straightforward airplane. Not much to it. We can make sure our takeoff trim is set. That's pretty good right there. And we want flaps 15 for our departure today. So let's go to flaps 15. There's the flaps in transit there. All the way over there is 5, 10, and it should lay right on 15, which it did right there. Beautiful. So everything's good to go. We'll signal the ground marshaller that we're ready to taxi, and we'll head on out of here. Okay, so we are taxiing along here. Let's go ahead and open our V card up and look at our takeoff. Flaps 20, we want flaps 15 takeoff. It's going to give us a V1 of 116, VR 116, V2 is going to be 128. So it's all going to happen really quick because we are really lightly loaded. We just have a ballast container on the front, as you can see here. If I open my weight and balance up, we have a ballast in the front, and we have a flyway kit, FAK in the front, and a flyway kit in the back. Pretty much good to go. Actually, usually you would only have one on this airplane, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, we're taxiing down Echo right now down to runway 12 right. I believe the winds are 1 something. I know it's coming out of the south. So let's look here. If we're 12502, let's go ahead and turn that on. That gives us our ATIS.
Information
Papa.
2300 Zulu weather.
2300 Zulu weather.
Conditions 5,500 view. 14,000 broken. 20,000
overcast. Visibility more than 10. 134130 at 7. Altimeter 3004.
30 at 7. Altimeter 3004. Arriving and departing runways 12
3004.
left 1106.
Oop, one more.
Advise on initial contact.
There we go.
You have Papa.
We have Papa, so we can shut him up. Boom, over to that way. And one thing I have to get frequencies and all that kind of stuff I want to show you guys is a different add-on. Link for it will be in the description below. If I hit control spacebar, boom, eBag is the name of this thing. It is awesome. You can open any PDF format kind of thing, or JPEG, or whatever you want. And right here is the airport diagram. We can move it around. So we just came out of the air cargo ramp. We took Kilo down. We crossed 12 left, and we made a right onto Echo and taken Echo down to Papa. Or sorry, not Papa, but we'll take Echo down. We'll make the right on Papa, cross 12 left again, left on Foxtrot, and then we'll be good to go. We should have made the right turn down Foxtrot right out of the ramp, but my mistake. No big deal. Well, scratch that. I remembered that we could come all the way down on Echo and make a right on Sierra. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the difficult turn on to Sierra, which is right here. So we can go ahead and start our turn now. I forgot that whenever I worked at the airport, they would close down Foxtrot a lot, and they would go out Echo and down. That's a lot of the reason why I just did that, because out of habit. But this will be perfectly fine for us. So we're getting ready to line up. I don't see any airplanes on the flight line yet. I do have world traffic installed, so we might see airplanes. I am not 100% sure. Let's go ahead and flip on our landing lights, and we'll turn our outboards on as well, and we'll turn our strobe lights on. Boom. And we're pretty much set for takeoff. Let's do this. Lining up on 1-2 left. Everything looks good right here. I'm pretty much good to go. Got my yoke all good. Let's go ahead and advance throttles a little bit. Let them stabilize. And it looks good. And takeoff power. Takeoff power is set. And let's go flying.
80 knots.
Cross-checked.
Rotate.
VR. There we go. A little early on that. That's okay. Positive rate there. Gear up. Gear up. Gear up. And that's how you take off in a 7.2. So once we hit 1,000 feet right there, we'll just go half pitch down, reduce our throttles, and we'll start. When we start cleaning up the airplane, you got to really be ahead of the airplane, because it's really going to drop that nose when we bring those flaps up. So you want to keep that positive up. Okay, let's go ahead and bring our first setting the flaps in and watch the nose drop on us. So be ready for it. Pull back a little bit and just kind of let it fly. There we go, like that. And kind of get it through its transitional phase there. You can see that nose wants to drop on us. It's still transferring those flaps up to 5 there. And 5 is set. All right, we're going to shoot for about 3,000, because I believe the ILS is going to be... I believe it is 2,600 for 1-2 left. I could be wrong. Here's how I had 270 off our nose. We're going to take this down. There's the airport right there. And we'll shoot a left downwind for runway 12 left, and we'll pick up the localizer for 12 left. So trying to shoot about 3,000 feet here. Let's go ahead and slow down the airplane. We don't want to pass 250 knots, below 10,000. Actually, let's shoot for 200. I think that will be better. When the airplane's whenever it's clean, it is fast. That's how they wanted it. So that's good. Let's open our e-bag up again. Let's go ahead and open, what is it? 1-2 left. ILS 1-2 left. And there it is. 1089 is going to be it. So 1089. Let's go ahead and do that. 1089 in our nav. 108. There it is. And 9. Should have went the other way. There we go. 1089 is set, as you can see right there. Okay, 125.02 is set, and let's look here. We want 122 on our course. So let's go ahead and move this guy to 122. A little further. Oop. Oop. Close. 123. Close enough. I mean, I'm not going to mess with that too much. We're not doing a crazy flight here. Okay, airplane is losing altitude. Let's bring him back up a little bit. I wanted to shoot for 3,000 feet, but it just doesn't want to seem to do that. Let's go ahead and put our flaps in. Let's go flaps 5. That's going to help us fly a little bit here at these altitudes and at this speed. We're at about a left turn here, 30-degree turn at 3,500. And we want to start flying down the glide slope. So we're going to continue that turn now. And we'll turn back and intercept the localizer for 12 left. Slow this airplane down. Come on, baby. Slow down. Slow, slow, slow. We're coming down in altitude now. I mean, we could see the runway. It's kind of cheating, but we're all right there. Little bank angle problem. That's okay. Coming up on the glide slope here. We'll just fly at about 2,600. I believe is what was it calling for on the final approach fix? Let's look together. It is calling for 2,500. So we want 2,500. Let's do that. A little further down. There we go. Looking good. Slow the airplane up here. We'll go flaps 15 in a minute. Once we grab the glide slope, we'll put the gear down. So let's go flaps 15. Here's that bump. Be ready for it. Push forward on the stick. There we go. And let's get this airplane slowed up. There's the needle moving. You can see it there. If we didn't see the runway, we could fly it by the instrument, of course. So I want about 2,500 feet, and we want to intercept the glide slope here. There's a little more turn. Wonderful. Just watching our speed right now. 160 is fine. We want to shoot for our VREF, which we're going to look at here in just a few moments. Oh, we went under 2,500. Let's keep it at 2,500. Add a little more power. There we go. And let's look at our V card real quick. VREF for landing. Flaps 30 is going to be 118. We are extremely light. So 118 is going to be our VREF plus 5. Okay, we just had a weather change. And we're just about to grab this glide slope here. Just about there. Watching our speed. There's our glide slope. Gear down. Gear's going to come down. We'll go flaps 25. Flaps 25 is running. Pull it back a little more power. There we go. There's the new runway there. Runway 11. And flaps 25 is set. We're going to be doing a flaps 30 landing today. Let's get down on the glide slope here. And we're right on about 140 knots. We want to be a lot slower than that for VREF. We're going to be shooting like 120 in this airplane today. Well, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 21, pretty much 121 VREF plus 5. Get back up on that glide slope, buddy. Let's go flaps 30, or that's flaps 25. It's flaps 20 we were at a minute ago. Let's go flaps 30. All right. And let's make sure gears down, 3 green. Speed brakes are armed. And we are clear to land. Let's do this. Let's move my mouse out of the way. It's a little distracting, isn't it? Get back up on the glide slope. There we go. There's 120 knots. Add that power in. I'm going to hold about 121 or so right there. Get back up on the glide slope. We're a little low on the approach. Remember, it's first time flying this airplane. Actually, this is the second time I've flown it, but it takes a little bit of getting used to, let me tell you. Add that power in there. There we go. I'm adding trim for final here, so I don't have to pull back so hard. There we go. Pull that power back out. Don't want her to balloon, but we're looking good right now. Solid on 2 red, 2 white on the Pappy. The most crucial parts of flight is the final moments of a landing. Back up on that glide slope. A little low. Just a little low. There we go. Doesn't take much in this airplane, I'm noticing, to get off kilter. But we are quite light. And these airplanes do not like being light. They do not. They do not. All right. Looking good. And we're just going to be a tad high, but that's okay. Let the airplane settle itself. No need to force it. And pretty much going to keep this power into it all the way to the runway. Because the 727, you don't want to float too much. There we go. And just keep pulling back. Let it fly itself to the runway. We're down. Didn't even feel it. Reversers open. Full reverse. We'll do manual braking. We're so light, we don't need to do auto brakes. And we actually forgot to do our auto brakes RTO on takeoff, but that's okay. There we go. Man, that was a really smooth landing. 60 knots, back, close the reversers. And there you have it. That wasn't bad. The approach was a little unstable, but we got the airplane managed again, so I think we can make this. Nope, probably not gonna make this one. We'll have to turn up here on the right and then go back to the ramp. All right, a quick turn here onto hotel. We can take hotel over to Echo, take Echo back, and I believe it's Kilo to the ramp. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. We have a little bit to do, a little bit of work on bringing the airplane back to the ramp. We'll go ahead and clean it up by bringing the flaps in. There we go. All right, beautiful. Keep going this way. We can turn our strobes and our landing lights off, actually. Go ahead and turn the landing light off. First landing lights are off. We only have the outboards on now, so we can go ahead and close those outboards as well. Keep turning. There we go. Turn and burn, baby. And strobe light will come off. And we're pretty much set here. I think we just make a right here on it from Echo. That's Juliet. Juliet will take you over there to the signature ramp. So we'll take this down to Kilo, and then we'll make a right on Kilo and take that into the ramp. While we're doing that, and we have the airplane at a manageable speed, let's make sure we're not speeding or anything. We're at closed idle throttles because we are so dang light, it doesn't take much to keep this airplane going. So while that's going on, we can jump over and start the APU. It'll be fun, right? APU on and APU start. There it goes. Let the APU start up so we can bring that on bus as we come into the ramp. That way we can just shut the engines down. We don't have to worry about power and all that good stuff. My first impressions of the airplane, amazing. You know that I really love this airplane, and I'm not biased to it at all. There's not really anything about this airplane I don't like that I can find so far. It flies like a dream on final approach. I mean, it's very... The 727 was always known as, most pilots would say, if you can see the runway, you can land on it. And nothing's more true, because we were perfectly fine on that whole entire approach. Let's make our right turn here. I'd like to see a little more turn here, but it's enough. It's a long airplane, so you have to be ahead of it. There we go. And we'll take Kilo here into the ramp. Let's make sure that we're clear both ways. I don't see any landing lights. Nope, we're good. We'll continue on in the thing. Let's check our APU, see if he's good to go here. APU is good. Go ahead and close it. There we go. Maintain our thing here. Let's go over here to the engineer panel, upper one. We'll go essential power over to APU. APU on bus. There we go. And we'll slow our roll here. Flaps are in, cleaned up. Everything is pretty much good to go. We can go ahead and open our cooling doors on the way in too. But that takes a few minutes, so we'll do that once we get to the stand. No reason to do it now. But yeah, back in like 2002 all the way up until, I'm going to say it's like 2007, I worked on this ramp right here that we're coming into. They don't park here anymore. This is the FedEx and UPS facility. But we can take the ramp. It's not the end of the world. We'll still park where we used to bring these airplanes. Start our turn here. Very nice. Runway turn off on the right. There, we're good. And let's bring this puppy in, shall we? Okay, we are at the gate. Let's go ahead and pull our parking brake here. Everything's good to go there, so we can go ahead and shut the engines down. All 3 of those come off. And we forgot to bring our spoilers back in, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Make sure all this stuff is all set over here on the panel. Which one was it? 1, right? Yeah, it's 1. So our hydraulics can come off. Those guys can come off. Fuel boost pumps. We can turn those guys off. This one here, this one here. We'll leave the center ones on right now for the APU. And all that's good to go. Central power is APU. Everything's good. We'll go ahead and turn the engine 2 bleeds on. 1 and 3 will be off. Turn the cargo heat off. Don't need that. Packs are on right now. We'll go ahead and open the cooling doors. Open. Beautiful. Okay, all that's good. We're pretty much set. There's nothing else really much to it. We can turn our floodlight on now, actually. We want to see. There we go. Dome lights on, and we can see everything in the airplane. Woohoo! Keep the wind. We can turn the window heat off actually right now. So before we go, let's go ahead and open the other things I wanted to show you. We have options right here. Cold and dark is what I have it set at. You can have the engines running if you're not used to starting the airplane yet. You can change the field of view. You can change the exterior sound volume, the internal sound volume. I have that set right there. You can change the time. You can hide yokes, and you can change the weight into kilograms. You can even use their pushback module if you'd like. And this is for the INS if you have the CIVA, or the CIVA, which I do not. And that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button if you want to see more of the Fly With Me series. It really helps the channel out, and it shows other people just how awesome this simulator is as well. Take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend.